Okay, Leah, this is the image you sent me. I'm going to show you quickly how I would do it, and I'll get to the end and then I'll do a little twist, but you can do whatever you want. So this is our very first uh, opening it up. It opens up in Camera Raw. It's quite dark, so we're going to create a smart object for Photoshop to work with. So first of all, I'm going to open up the exposure quite a bit here. And I'm going to lower the contrast, and I'm going to take the shadows way up. In fact, I might even move the exposure up a little more. All I'm looking at are the shadow areas here, Leah. I'm not looking at anything else. I'm going to open up the blacks a little bit, maybe mess with the whites a little bit, not too much. Lower the contrast a little more, a little bit. I'm just looking at the shadows. That's all I care. The rest of it's getting too bright. Don't care about that. Okay, now I'm going to hold the Shift key down, and I'm going to open this as a smart object so I can come back to it if I need to. I don't know if I need to, but we'll definitely find out. Okay, so now we have the very light version in there, and that's in as a smart object. We can click on it and go back to Camera Raw with it. Okay, I'm going to double click the image here again. Now it comes up again, and I'm going to take it back down to the normal settings. I'm going to try this option reset, but yeah, see, it's very strange. It doesn't go back to the original. It just seems to go back to where it was before. So I'm going to open it up just a little bit. Now I'm looking at our darker tones to make sure that works. I think our shadow's up pretty high. That pretty much helps this. Take the whites up just a little bit. Clarity, I'm actually going to take down a little bit. We don't need any clarity in this particular shot. Take the exposure up just a little bit, right about there. Okay, now I'm going to open the image, and it's going to come in. Hold the Shift key down, drag it over top of the other image, and now it's a layer on top of my smart object. You see that? There's my smart object, there's the layer. Now we're going to do a little bit of bringing that bottom layer forward, okay? So I'm going to put a mask on this layer. If I can find my mask tool down here. There we go. So if I bring this up into the video, there we go. Put a mask on it. Painting with black and a brush at about 30% because I just want to feather it. I'm going to reveal some of that lighter image below. Got a lighter image below, so I'm just going to bring it up with my black mask at about 30%. That gives me the ability to keep painting till I get it to where I want it. Right about there, I think should give us a nice feeling to it. Okay. We can also at this point, if we want to bring out that background, we can also bring that background up just a little bit like that. All right, there we go. Work on that shadow right there. See if I can bring that up just a little bit. This part of her face right here. Okay, so that's this layer. Now we can go back to the smart object here, and we can actually say, you know what? I'm going to lower the clarity down a little bit. There we go. Okay, so now we change the smart object and we change the blur feature below it. Pretty cool, huh? Let's get this out of here. We don't need that anymore. So now we've changed it just a little bit below this object. It's starting to look much better. We are now, because of these two guys together here, one's a smart object, I need to cut her out a little bit. So I'm going to do that by going up to this one, Option, Command, Shift, E, and I bring her up both of those are now combined in that new layer. So I can turn those off. Doesn't really matter because this is the new layer. I want to do something a little bit special to this. So I'm going to remove her off the background. Kind of a sloppy. I don't really care if I do a great job with it. I'm just going to come right along here. Oops, wrong tool. Sorry. Sorry. Wrong tool. I want to use that tool right there. And I'm going to come right up here. Come over to her hair. Pick up all this hair as much as I can. I don't really care because what we're going to do is just not really going to be a big deal. There we go. Drag it over here. In the middle. Ah, there we go. We got her. Pretty much anyway. We've got her pretty much. That's pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and do a select, modify, feather, and do a 2-pixel feather. And then Command J. And she's now off the background. Now behind her, I want to lighten this up back here just a little bit. So I'm going to take my, well, I guess the easiest way to do it would be to take my dodge tool. At about 16 and start to light this up. I want the feeling of the sun coming from behind her. You see what I'm saying? Just a little bit. We're going to do a lot to this image later, so just want the feeling of that sun back there. I'm also going to lighten that up back there just a little bit back behind her to get that kind of, there we go. There we go. Kind of feeling like the sun is definitely behind her. All right. Very cool. So we've got that. Now we're going to add one more layer. I'm going to take that layer. I'm going to call it overlay. I'm going to make it an overlay blending mode. And I'm going to use black and white. I'm going to use white first with my brush at 10%. Just want to nip it in here. Give her a little bit of highlight on that hair right there. Come down and give these guys just a little bit of a highlight right in here. Open up her neck a little bit. Open up that highlight right there where you've got your light already going. Come there. Open up that shadow just a little bit more. We're going to take it down to where you wanted that interesting shadow here shortly. But right now we're just going to add a little bit of highlights there. I'm going to add a little bit to that barn back there because when we take it down into the black and white, we are going to lose a little bit of that. Up there, I'm going to change to black and I'm going to darken this corner up here by painting black at the same, so we get a little bit of a feeling of a vignette up there, just a little bit of a feeling of a vignette in the corner. All right. Not too bad, not too bad. Starting to get a nice look to it. I'm going to go back to this layer here. Come in on the face. And we're going to retouch the face with the, first we're going to use the patch tool. And we're just going to touch out some of these little guys just like that. Right in here. Right there, right up here, just that little line, that little line, that little line, there we go. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger and catch that little shadow area right there, perfect. Okay. All right, so we've done that, and now we're going to add a new layer. So I'm under that other layer there. It's fine. I'm going to use my clone stamp at lighten at 29%, 30%, doesn't really matter. And I'm going to pick up a little bit of this lighter area and I'm just going to touch it in to those areas right there. Just kind of smooth the skin out just a little bit right here. I'm going to lighten that part under her eye just a little bit. Come down here. I'm going to lighten and blend this part of her cheek right here. There we go. We can do as much here or as little as you want. Now this line is really sharp, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to soften that line. Just going to soften it by using my clone tool, added just a little bit of a soft edge there to it. All right, so just soften it a little bit. Let's zoom back out, see what it looks like. All right, looking a little bit better. Got a little bit of shine on her here. We're going to take care of that by, again, Option Command Shift E, moving her up to the top. And I'm going to run an action that I use. Oops, an action called Mama's Powders. Bada boom, run it. Okay. All right, so once Mama's Powders has run here, I'm going to zoom it up a little bit so I can see her face. Right about there. Brush, white. 25%. Take it down. And this is just, as you can see, we leave the texture of the skin, but it's just like powdering her skin. Just like powdering it. Does the same thing. Takes that shine off just a little bit. All right, so then we go back out. There we go. Got that shot looking a little bit better there. Very cool. You know what we're going to have to do? We're going to then take this one and merge down. Merge. Here, we do this. And interesting. All right, where's my merge down? Oh, heck. All right, I won't do that yet. We'll just do this. Layer up above. And now we're going to turn it to black and white. And we're going to go up. I use Nick Silver Effects. I very much like it. Use Nick Silver Effects, bring it right in here. It's a little bit bright here for a color shot, but that's okay. It's a little bit bright for a color shot, but when we get in here and we end up giving it the black and white look that we want, fantastic. I love this old sepia look. And let's put our Nick away. On that layer, we can actually add a levels layer. And we can darken our darks. Come on. Darken our darks just a little bit. Lighten up our lights and darken our midtones. And there we go. So I'm going to send you this as a PSD, and we'll put the movie up on the website. So I hope you enjoy it. The lightening the back and all this stuff is all stuff you can do if you want. I just wanted to show you what could be done. So enjoy the shot. I thought you did a really good job on it, and now you've learned a little bit about smart objects and blending these things together. Thanks. Talk to you later.